Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 28th. We are just going to jump right in here and see what's going on for you. You have this protection card and this change in healing card. It is a good month for healing, even though, yes, I understand that this is a weekly reading. The whole entire month of August, like the rest of July, that doesn't matter what day you're watching this video on, and for the rest of August is an amazing time for healing. So, and the reason, and here you go, you have another card that says healing the heart. So again, I would take extra time to heal, right? And, even if you only have like 5 minutes to do something nice for yourself, I would take that time to do something nice for yourself because, again, I don't say this stuff just for the fun of it. It's like doing this, working with the energy, you will get the benefits. So, get the extra benefit from, doing this, even if it's only 5 minutes. That's the whole point, is that there's a lot of healing energy. So even if all you do is 5 minutes of healing, that's probably more than enough because the energy exists, right? So I would take advantage of it. You have the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit coming up in your first row. So the first row is your just general energies for the week, and the Seven of Wands is a card sometimes that I feel is a card of feeling like you have been rushed into something. I say this because he has a boot and a shoe on. The whole point of the card is that he feels like he had to rush out of his home to defend his position at the top of this hill, and he doesn't feel like he was ready, or, maybe he feels like he had to rush, right? But, the thing I would say to you, Taurus, is I think a lot of people are feeling like this right now. Like they have to do something, but they're not ready, but they have to. And so I really have nothing to add because I feel, again, that this is just a very common energy that people are dealing with. And, I don't really have any good advice other than you'll survive, you'll be fine, right? The other thing I do feel here, though, is, again, mindset. Mindset has come up a little bit during the month, mostly in the month of August, not so, a little bit in July for people, but August, seems to be a mindset month. So even starting this week, the Seven of Wands says when the more sure of yourself you are about the things that you're doing, the more likely it is that you will be successful. So again, the type of mindset we have to develop with the Seven of Wands is that we believe in our head that something can work and that there is no other way than for it to work. And when we develop that type of mindset, then we become very successful. So, I would definitely kind of like do that here. I feel like some of you, I'm getting a lot of messages on this first card for you here, Taurus. I also feel like there's some sort of splitting happening for you. It's like, I'll just tell you, like the way that I read, I just like see things in my head basically. And it's like, I feel like two things are kind of like drifting apart here, or something is like splitting apart here for you. But I kind of feel like this is a good thing. It's almost like a stock split, in the stock market, sometimes stocks split, right? And if you don't know what that is, like if you have 100 shares of a company, when it splits, you end up with 200 shares, right? I'm overly simplifying this here, right? I do feel like some of you could be like literally splitting away from something, but I think that's how you should look at this, Taurus. Very weird message, but it's almost like even if you are pulling away from something, it's like you're about to double your life, in some way. So if there is some sort of split happening, I don't even necessarily think this is a breakup. I think this is more talking about money, like something that you do for work or business. But it's like things have been drifting away, so like I feel like this is going to make sense for you Tauruses that have been like drifting away from something that you do. And you know what I mean? So I don't know. Whatever the hell that message is, it's good. You have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles could be like, I'm hearing brighter horizons or something. It's like there's newer horizons maybe in work. There's something new that you could be working on in work or business. And I think it, it could require you to split away from something. But it's better. Look at this. There's like, and even this is crazy. There's one flower like over here, and there's a bunch of flowers with this split down the middle of the card, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into this message, but it's like you're going from like one to a bunch, and that is kind of what I feel. I feel this could be a very important opportunity in work or business for you, Taurus. So especially for those of you that are being offered something, or, it's like you could be working on a much better opportunity I would move towards it for sure. The Ace of Pentacles can just be any good opportunity. I always say I love the Ace of Pentacles, but it is the card of potential in the tarot. It just says that you're getting an opportunity that has potential, which means nothing. So you have to put the work into this opportunity to make it work. Now, the other thing is you've been getting love with me, and, Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, definitely could be a divine counterpart. Ace of Pentacles sometimes is a love offer. So if you're looking for love, definitely looks good. Next, you have the Hermit. A lot of people, I don't know, it's a Mercury retrograde. It is a good time for Hermit mode. So if you feel like you need a break, take a break. If you feel like you need to take a rest, take a rest. That's it. I really feel like there's nothing to add there either because, like I said, I anytime we have Mercury retrograde, I see the Hermit a lot in readings. So, there you go. Let's see. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Three of Cups, which you have twice right here down to the Three of Cups. Three of Cups can be like celebration, fun, enjoyment, can be the people you surround yourself with. It's kind of funny that you have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands would be putting up boundaries against people. Then we have the Five of Wands, which is like conflict or competition. But so some of you could be putting up boundaries, with the competition, especially in work or business. I would I kind of, whenever I see stuff like this, the Seven of Wands or the Five of Wands, it really says to me, like, don't be afraid of keeping things to yourself. Or maybe it would be a good time to keep things to yourself. Yeah, with the the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Two of Wands. Again, Two of Wands is about taking the lead and getting out into the world. He's kind of like something is complete and he's getting out into the world. I'm wondering if something is much more abundant than you realize. But this is for those of you that are experiencing this drifting away type of feeling that I get, and also you're going towards something new. It's like you're being pulled towards a new opportunity in work or business, clearly. And I feel like again it's much more abundant. Like one flower, a bunch of flowers on the other side, right? It's like maybe you're entering into like a much more fertile time in your life. For some of you, maybe there is no split. Maybe you're just entering into a more fertile time in your life, So I feel pretty good about this here, Taurus. I mean, again, hopefully we get more details as we go along. With the Hermit, can't make this up. You have the Knight of Pentacles. He has empty fields behind him. He just needs to plant seeds in that field, and they will grow. So, again, for those of you that are putting in the work or that are trying to make something happen in work or business, there you go. Looks pretty good to me. Definitely could be finding a lot of success and, planting seeds and growing things and all that other good stuff. So, definitely like what I see here. This could be something that's been slow progress but I think this is saying that you've been putting in work into your life for a very long period of time, and it's been slow progress, and now you're about to get the rewards. Like maybe not like this second, but it's like whatever you're doing. Again, obviously something has to grow, right? Empty fields, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, we have to plant that seed. So I'm not saying things are going to be perfect this week or even this month, but it's like whatever you're building up to here is nice. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Call of the Muse card and this Healing the Heart card. Yeah, the Call of the Muse card's really good because it could say that you are finding a muse. You are finding something that's motivating you to success. It is an amazing time for healing your heart. You even have the Queen of Cups. So Queen of Cups would be all about caring for your heart and making sure that you are healing yourself and doing things that you love to do so that you can be more happy. And that's what I would do with these two cards. You have the Five of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. I'm pretty sure you get the Five of Wands with me a lot, Taurus, more than any other sign. The Five of Wands can be conflict or competition. The trick with the Five of Wands is that we can learn from the competition. We don't have to, we don't have to let the competition, take over or anything like that. Again, I think that a lot of you could maybe be learning from the competition, or educating yourself on the competition is what I'm trying to say. And so a lot of you could be like self-education or learning from the competition, which would be great. I would encourage you to go on any adventures. Sometimes I call this card Indiana Jones, right? Because it is a card of like going on some sort of crazy adventure in your life where there could be ups, there could be downs, but there's like some sort of treasure at the end. And, I feel that any adventures you could go on would be good. You have the Knight of Cups. A little bit of love here if you want it. I think you've been getting love with me. You are one of the signs that gets love the most lately. So I definitely feel that there could be a connection coming in for you if you want it. Could be a knight in shining armor. You have fire and water stand out to me. I'm pretty sure you always get fire with me. Also Virgo, and the thing is that I'm not calling you out here, Taurus, but you have been all up in Virgo's business for a while. So it wouldn't surprise me if you were attracting a Virgo as well. But it could be any sign. General reading. Knight of Cups is like a knight in shining armor, someone who sweeps you off your feet, all that other good stuff. So there you go. The Knight of Cups is also your dream. So a lot of you could be working towards something that you have been dreaming about. He just has to, again, plant seeds in front of this water and they will grow. So you're a Taurus. You are all about fertility and growth and growing a garden. So I feel this whole entire reading is kind of basically saying the same thing. You have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups wants us to follow our heart and trust our intuition, which clearly you need to because you go up to the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, she has this blindfold on, and blindfolds in the tarot represent not trusting your intuition. So I feel for a lot of you, you are being intuitively guided right now. I think this is true for everyone because we've had Neptune and Pisces for so long. Neptune and Pisces is a little bit tricky. Most people would think of Neptune and Pisces as very intuitive. It is. I think the problem with Neptune and Pisces is that the universe is trying to get us to trust ourselves. So it's like maybe normally without Neptune and Pisces, our intuition would tell us like, we'll see these milestones. This is the best way I can describe it. It's like if you want to go accomplish something, it's like maybe the milestones, meaning like the inner guidance that you feel that you're going in the right direction is much closer. With Neptune and Pisces, it's much farther apart. It's like there is no feedback almost from the universe. That's not completely true, so bear with me, but it's kind of true. It's like the universe is like, no, if you really want something, you'll do the work. Like it's like the universe is like a hard ass, right? During Neptune and Pisces. And you might be saying, Chris, why are you talking about Neptune and Pisces? It's in Aries. Yes, you would be correct, but it's going to retrograde back into Pisces. And guess what? Just because a planet leaves a sign doesn't mean we're done with working with the energy. I think people like it's like I hear this all the time where people will be like, I can't wait for this retrograde to be over. I'm like, yeah, but even when it is over, you're not done implementing the lessons. So it's like it doesn't matter if it's over or not. You're still working with the energy. It's like you don't just get to stop working with it. If you're smart. So again, we are going to be working with this energy for a while. And what I would say here is that we have to trust our heart. Like our heart is the only thing that can tell us like what to do right now. With the Five of Wands, you have the Justice card. If you have dealt with conflict, you could be literally getting justice. Now, this retrograde, speaking of the retrograde, seems to be one of those retrogrades that really is bringing in justice. Like it, even in the August readings and the July readings, a lot of people have these messages of like receiving karma, like positive karma for things that they've been through, or receiving justice or whatever you want to call it. So definitely seems to be one of those retrogrades. Can't make this up. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Page of Cups. So, Page of Cups is an admirer, and definitely could have an admirer coming in for you. Like I said, it could be any sign. You have a lot of water, obviously. You have fire, earth, everything, basically. So, could be any sign. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Chariot. Could be a Cancer. I know about 1,000 Cancer-Taurus couples, so there you go. Definitely makes sense to me. I don't know why I know so many, but there you go. So, definitely could be Cancer. The Chariot is a card of a victory. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, whatever this split thing is, like, whatever you're moving towards here, Taurus, is going to be a major victory. Again, he is charging away from the city behind him, right? It's like you cannot make this reading up. Everything is kind of like fitting into that split energy that I was feeling. It's not like you're split. I think you're splitting away from something, He is leaving that city behind because everything is the same in that city. He has to charge in a new direction. And that's where the victory comes from with the Chariot. I love the Chariot. It's one of my favorite cards. Not my favorite card, but one of. And, I would say that I think it's one of the best things that you can do right now. I knew my dog was going to bark. I knew it. So sorry about that if you heard my dog barking. But anyway, again, I think that charging away is one of the best things you could do with this card. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Celebrity card. It says self-expression, validation, and influence. You have this Running card. It says vitality, striving, urgency, and avoiding. So I think you need to get more attention here, Taurus, is what this is saying. It's like saying you need to do more to stand out. You need to do more to express yourself. And this is the other thing as well. Speaking of Neptune, I think like part of Neptune in Aries and also Saturn as well. It's funny that they're both retrograding back. They're both going to retrograde into Pisces before next year, basically at the same time. Neptune in January, then Saturn in February will be moving back into Aries, right, within a month of each other. So pretty interesting. And what I would say is that Saturn energy, I think, in Aries wants us to be louder, like this, celebrity, like to stand out for what makes us special and all that other stuff. But again, just because it's happening next year doesn't mean you shouldn't do it right now. I always say astrology is like a wave. You can catch that wave early, and you might as well. That's why I talk about this stuff, because it's like you might as well catch the energy now. You will benefit 10 times more if you do that. But, I think you need to stand up for, your beliefs. And that's what everybody has to do, by the way. They have to stand up for, I think we're in a time where Neptune and Aries will cause like hive mind type energy. Plus we have Pluto and Aquarius, which I also think creates hive mind type energy. So, it's like you might have your own ideas about how to live, and people might be like, oh no, you have to come join our cult, basically. And you should be like, no. And people are going to call you crazy. But, there's that saying. At first they call you crazy, and then however it goes, right? Then you're a genius, right? And so we need a bunch of geniuses right now, not a bunch of cult members. Or, I don't know what's going to happen if that happens. Who the hell knows? You have the King of Wands, the Two of Swords, and the Three of Cups. King of Wands definitely could be attracting like a very bold, assertive person. If you're looking for love, I feel like also that you're taking more risks. He has this lizard right here, and it's supposed to be a salamander. He has these salamanders on his cloak as well. And the King of Wands can represent risk-taking or taking a risk, putting yourself out there to take bigger risks. And, the salamanders, what they represent is protection from fire, is where I was going with that. So it doesn't say nothing bad will happen, but it does say that you're like a little bit protected from risk. Now, I feel like I shouldn't have to clarify this, but obviously we're not talking about robbing a bank type of risk, right? And getting arrested or whatever. Someone always leaves me some sort of crazy comment. I drank 20 beers and I got arrested for DUI. You said I could take a risk. I'm like, I never said that. Literally. I'm pretty freaking clear about what I'm talking about. We're talking about little tiny risks that aren't going to land you in jail or all these other things. So there's your disclaimer for the morons out there. But for the rest of you, again, who get it, then taking a smart risk is what you should be doing with the King of Wands. Being bold, standing out, right? That's a good risk right now, especially Pluto and Aquarius. The biggest risk we can take is you have this celebrity card, self-expression. The risk of speaking up and being wrong. The risk of people making fun of you. Things like that, right? And that's what I would do there. You have the Two of Swords. I think you need to trust your intuition more is what this is really saying. Two of Swords sometimes, to me, says, like, don't settle. She's thinking this or that, but, it's kind of like a card of being stuck in a stalemate. But there's this new island behind her, so it's like she doesn't have to settle on her situation. I feel like maybe like 30% of that energy for you, Taurus. I think the other 70% is saying, of this card, is really saying that it's time for you to really listen to your inner voice. It's like sometimes I think, like, I talk to a lot of people, and sometimes I'll talk to people and I'll say, like, what do you want? Or what does your heart want? And they'll say, well, I don't know. But like when I really get down to it, they do know, right? It's like when I really talk to them, they really do know what they want. They're just afraid to say it, or they just don't think it can fit into the world, right? And so like, what the hell am I talking about? It's like, well, it's like, I don't know. It's like just only like, maybe like 20 years ago, I wouldn't be able to do this right here, right? And so if I said 20 years ago, I want to read cards for a bunch of people, it pretty much wasn't possible, but it wasn't possible yet, right? And so it's like maybe I would have put certain things in front of that. Maybe I would have said I don't know what I want to do when I really did, because I just thought that there were, certain requirements, right? So it's like I do think people do know what they want to do, but they just don't think it's possible, to support them, or that maybe they don't think it fits in with society. And I kind of feel like that's what you have to go against here, Taurus, or at least the reading is encouraging that. You have the Three of Cups. I think for you with the Three of Cups twice, that the Three of Cups is about surrounding yourself with those people who really want to lift you up, those people who really want to support you and see you come out on top, the people who really support your vision. And that's what I would be surrounding myself with there. Here you go. With the King of Wands, you have the Queen of Cups. So again, divine counterparts twice here as well. It definitely could be some sort of divine counterpart. I do like the King and Queen of Cups together. It's a very like strong emotional connection, very loving connection as well. So there you go. With the Two of Swords, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yes, don't think, just do. It's like if you come up with an idea, just start working on it. Like I wouldn't be too worried about like what's going on. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Like that's the stuff that's going to trip us up right now, I believe personally, especially with Saturn and Aries. Even though it's retrograding, I don't care. I would still say that there, I've said this before. My biggest concern is that we're going to get to 2033, and there's going to be a bunch of people who basically look back from 2033 to 2023 over the past 10 years when we get there, and they're going to say, oh my God, all I did was worry about everything, and nothing happened, and I didn't do anything with my life. And, that is what I'm out here. That's like one of my main messages to people, is that there's going to be a lot of stuff to worry about between now and 2033. The trick is to not worry. And the trick is to do what you can with what you got, with what's in front of you right now, right? And so if you feel like you want to start something, just do it. And don't worry about like, what if this happens? What if that happens, right? Those what ifs are really going to get in the way. And I'm not saying that there aren't legitimate concerns and things like that. Someone always comes at me as well and they're like, yeah, but what about the rare, purple green monkey that lives in Mexico? And what if it goes extinct and all this other stuff? I'm like, okay, like, then maybe make it your purpose to go save the rare purple green monkey or whatever. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but it's like, if you're going to worry about every little thing, people who worry about everything get nothing done, right? Eight of Pentacles is obsessive, driven, single focus. He's doing one thing right here. He's working on those Eight of Pentacles. And because of that, he actually is getting things done, right? With the Three of Cups, you have the Three of Swords. Yeah, I would definitely protect yourself from past people that have broken your heart and things like that. Although I do feel pretty good about this. Some of you, this could be a reunion that is very healing. And I'm not saying this has to be love either. Three of Cups can be any type of reunion, So it could be just a person that and it could be some sort of healing. It kind of makes sense. So, the Three of Swords is temporary, but Three of Swords represents forgiveness. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have the Shooting Star card. It says, what you've asked for is coming true. Your wish is about to manifest. Damn. You have us make your mark. It says, stick to it. You can't make this up. It says, stick to a decision. Don't allow any outside forces to sway you. That is literally the entire message of the reading. I've basically been saying that the whole time. I didn't even see that. So there you go, Taurus. It always cracks me up when the readings like perfectly fit in. But there's really nothing to say. It's like both cards are very similar. It's like having that star. He's pointing to that one star. You have the make your mark. It's like just do one thing, focus on it, make it happen. There you go. You have the King of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. King of Cups is sitting in the middle of the ocean here, and he has very deep emotions. So I do believe we are in a time where our emotions are really kind of shaping our reality. So I would do whatever you can to make sure that you're like stabilizing your emotions, putting yourself in a good emotional place. Do nice things for yourself. Like we talked about at the beginning of the reading, I think your emotional state will be kind of like shaping your reality. So keep it positive. Next, you have the Five of Cups. Again, Five of Cups in the good stuff would say that you are being grateful for what you have. The solution to the Five of Cups is gratitude. He has to let go of the past and basically focus on these two cups, and then he gets this bridge and this castle. So coming up in the good stuff, it would just say that you are practicing gratitude, and because of that, you're probably getting what you want. So pretty good. You have the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, again, is about ending a negative cycle. So Nine of Swords is a never-ending nightmare. It's kind of funny because I can't remember, but I think that last week a lot of people had the Nine of Swords, or it might have been one of the other readings I did. But I think a lot of people are coming out of negative cycles, which is a good thing. Or people really could be taking care of things. Like, part of me wonders if it's Saturn and Aries, very responsible, and even though Saturn is retrograding, it doesn't really matter. I think that it could be making people like want to take responsibility more in life, and I think this will continue for a while. So probably the next 3 years with Saturn in Aries, even though it's going to leave Aries, doesn't matter, like I said. So I don't know. I think this is a good thing. With the King of Cups, you have the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, like, work hard, play hard. I also feel it's saying make sure to take care of yourself. You could, even though this is a weekly reading, I kind of do feel that parts of it are talking about this month of August, even though, it's for the 28th. Again, from the 28th until the end of August. I feel that, the more you can take care of yourself, the better. Work hard, play hard, right? The play hard part is going to be important, but it could be a very busy month. With the Five of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups. Didn't I say Seven of Cups earlier by accident? I'm pretty sure I did. But Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. I feel like you're finally getting options that you want, is kind of what I'm getting. It's like, sometimes we get into a little bit of a rut, I think, where we don't really get what we want in life, or it just seems like it. Or it just seems like we're not going to get what we want. And it seems to me like you are getting what you want, or there are things coming in for you that you want, which is, of course, a good thing here, Taurus. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Ten of Wands. I think you're making things more simple. I'm a big fan of doing this, Taurus, right now. I think everybody should be doing this. It's simplification. We have, I said this in the 2025 readings, that the key word for 2025 was efficiency. And, part of being efficient is simplifying. So, like, anything that is too much work in your life, can you make it simpler? Can you make it easier? Can you do something, right? You have this egotism card. Yeah, Three of Cups, I would be careful of people with big ego. Again, we have Mercury retrograde in the same place that Mars went retrograde. So, I don't know. I think Mars retrograde, it could be triggering that Mars retrograde energy, even though that was last year into this year. And, I would just be careful of people with an ego. Everybody has an ego. So, we're talking about a jerk ego, right? You have this health card. Can't make that up. Definitely could be doing a lot with your health, or you could be improving your health. So, we said that at the beginning of the reading. Next, you have two cards. You have the Seduction and Loss card. This is Saturn in Pisces, right? So we have Saturn retrograding into Pisces. But one thing that I will tell you is that you could be definitely attracting a person in at this time. So if you're looking for love, that looks pretty good. And you could be releasing something from the past finally. So that's good as well. You have this romance card. For some of you, what just popped into my head when I put those two cards down is it's like sometimes, I don't know how to say this, but it's like you're letting go of the fantasy, which makes sense because of Neptune and Pisces. I think with Neptune and Pisces, we develop these fantasies, and, it's not really bad, it just like, but, we can develop a fantasy around love that just isn't realistic, or it could be realistic if we made it happen, right? That's the thing with Neptune and Pisces, is that it's like, sure, if you put the work in, you can have it, right? Especially with Saturn right there. So, but, again, I think you're getting into something more realistic. We have this romance card. So, there's a lot of love in this reading. Definitely could be a solid connection. And finally, you have this riches card. Definitely could be attracting a lot of abundance. I'm telling you right now, one flower, a bunch of flowers. You're entering into a time of fertility and growth. I would take advantage of it in work. Even if you're retired, right? You could be working on a personal project. You could be working on your health. For all of you, it's like this doesn't have to be just money. It's whatever you want to grow in your life. And so I would put the work in. Looks amazing, Taurus. Haven't had a reading like this for you in a long time. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.